So, last Saturday morning, I was minding my own business, scrolling through my phone, when my roommate Jake burst into the living room with the kind of energy usually reserved for lottery winners or people who just realized they left the stove on. He declared, with absolute confidence, that he had finally mastered the art of the perfect soft-boiled egg. Now, you have to understand, Jake is the kind of guy who once tried to make toast in the dryer, so I was skeptical, but he had that look in his eye, like Rocky before a big fight, but with more cholesterol. Jake disappeared into the kitchen and immediately started narrating every step like he was hosting his own Food Network special. "You gotta start with cold water, bro, and the eggs gotta be room temperature. That's key," he said, as he placed the eggs in the saucepan with the seriousness of a surgeon performing a heart transplant. 5 minutes later, the first alarm went off. Jake insisted it was just steam-related excitement, but the smell said otherwise. Undeterred, he tried again. And again. By the third attempt, our kitchen looked like a war zone. Eggshells everywhere, a suspiciously sticky ceiling, and a pot that had fused itself to the stove in some sort of culinary Stockholm syndrome. By hour 3, our fire alarm had developed a Pavlovian response to Jake simply walking into the kitchen, and the building manager showed up twice, once to check for fires, and the second time just to see if we needed counseling. Jake was now deep into a YouTube rabbit hole with videos titled "Soft Boiling Eggs, What They Don't Want You to Know and Eggs, The Silent Killers." I offered to order breakfast, but Jake waved me off with a heroic, "for science." At this point, even the neighbor's dog was barking in Morse code for us to stop. Finally, 4 hours, 3 fire alarms, and 1 very passive-aggressive post-it note from the building manager later, Jake emerged, victorious, holding up a single, slightly lopsided egg. He cracked it open with a flourish, only to find the yolk had turned to a rubbery, unidentifiable substance. He looked at me, defeated, and said, "Well, I guess the only thing that got poached today was my dignity."